and welcome to my YouTube video. This is a new-ish series. This is the fourth video in this series, so you can go check out the other videos over on my channel. I will link them in this video somewhere so you can see them, but you don't really need to see them to see this one first. There's no particular order to it. Anyway, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jade and I'm a very chaotic artist who has no routine. So I do all kinds of art. This could be unboxing scroll boxes, trying new things, diamond painting, and digital art. So this is me drawing Disney VHS tapes. Now, if you don't know what a VHS tape is, it stands for Video Home System, and I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere so you can see it, but it's basically like a DVD player. Now, if you have watched the others in this series, you will know that I do my sketching with two different steps, which is shape and then refine. So I put down all the shapes that I see, and a little good tip to do is to draw the shapes on top of the reference image, and then you can do it next to the reference image on a different layer, all this on a different layer. This is so you can unsee the layer anytime you want, so you can see the if the placement's all good, and the shapes and sizes are all good and stuff like that. So I think it's a really good tip, and it can help you out. Then when I have all the shapes down, as you can see, I then start with refining them shapes, and most of the time I do this on with a different color. I like to do it with a different color so I know where the shape is and where my refine line is, because I use the shapes as a guide. Now, I'm going to tell you some facts about the Jungle Book before I get on to the line art and colouring. So, number one, the Jungle Book was first published in 1894. The stories that made up what's known as the Jungle Book were originally published as short stories in various magazines in 1893 and 1894. An Indian born English author, Rudyard Kipling, wrote the stories while he was actually living in Vermont. The first published edition was a collected of the stories, which all included Kipling's own father's drawings, who was called John Lockwood Kipling. At number two, Mowgli only appears in the first half of the Jungle Book, probably even less than half. Even the first were cases being in Mowgli's brothers, which is the start of the story where he's raised by wolves. This is also where he meets Baloo and Bagheera, and they teach him how to survive in the jungle. This is also Mowgli's first confrontation with the tiger Shere Khan. Kaa's hunting. This is the second story in the Jungle Book, which takes place in between certain events that are recounted in Mowgli's brothers. But this is where Mowgli gets abducted by the monkeys. And then the third story with Mowgli is called Tiger Tiger. It includes Mowgli returning to the human village where he is adopted by a woman who recently lost her son as a baby. Number three, Disney changed a lot for their animated classic. For this classic, and they do that a lot. It's what they called Disneyfied. So Disney's famous 1967 animated adaptation took some very Disneyfied liberties with the original characters. One would be that in the original story they did use corporal punishment. For example, Baloo teaches Mowgli about the laws of the survival in the jungle. Instead of the easy go bare necessities, which is an amazing song, he kind of like smacks Mowgli upside the head whenever Mowgli gets one of the rules wrong in the lessons. So much so that Bagheera had to like step in and be like, right, that's a bit too much. Shere Khan also got like most of the hate, which could have gone to other characters. So in this book, he was a bit less threatening. He even had a lame paw. He was even lame in one paw. And Kaa the python certainly didn't have psychedelic rainbow eyes. And in the books, he was more of another companion and protector of Mowgli, who helps rescue him from the monkeys. Number four, the vultures were based on the Beatles. Now, I'm pretty sure this is one of the popular facts about Jungle Book, but yeah, they was based on the Beatles. So supposedly the Beatles manager approached Walt Disney Studios to have the band appear in the movie, and Disney animators was like, yeah, let's base it off them. And they was even going to voice the characters that they inspired. However, John Lennon was the one who apparently rejected the idea when the Beatles dropped out. So then when the Beatles dropped out, the Vultures song was rewritten as a barbershop quartet instead. And the last one is number 5. So the voice actors within this are voice doubles for other things. Like you've got Cat and Winnie the Pooh that have the same voice actor. Sterling Holloway didn't have the vocal range of some voice actors, but he could play a wide variety of roles. His distinctive voice worked equally well as Christopher Robin's favourite bear, Winnie the Pooh, a villainous snake with hypnotic powers, and numerous other Disney characters. Another actress, Vernon Felton, was a staple of Disney films. She voiced Cinderella's fairy godmother, the temperamental Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and Sarah in Lady and the Tramp, and Flora in Sleeping Beauty. She played both the Empress Monarch and Miss Jumbo in Dumbo, and voiced Colonel Harry's level-headed wife, Winifred, in The Jungle Book. Winifred was the final role of the Feltons' entire career, as she passed away one day before Walt Disney's death. Now, after them facts, while I was doing them facts, I was working on the background, and I liked using lots of the different tools and to get different textures for this piece. It was fun to learn new techniques and tools that I've been able to use with this Sketchbook Pro app. I've done the background by blocking out the colours and then adding texture with the new tools to create some sort of illusion of texture and stuff like that, and grit. When I was happy with the background, I started a little on the title, and if you see my other videos, this is the only place where I kind of cheat. Also, a little detail I wish I'd added in earlier drawings or later drawings, is where the master or classics is. I use that as a template to insert my own name there, but as I said, I wish I'd used it for earlier of my drawings or later to you, because you've not seen them ones yet. If that doesn't, just comment below if that doesn't make sense. Hopefully, thank you. But I have said in other previous videos of this series that I did it mixed up, and that's why it changes. So after this, I get on to doing the line art, which was nice and smooth. When I do the line art, I use a tool which allows it to come out like really nice. But I do this on 2 or 3 different layers, so I can rub out sections here and there, which are like overlapping and under each other. Now, onto colouring the colours. I placed down all the base colours, which is a mid-tone, so I'm able to add shades and highlights in the right places. And then I unsee the background, so I know the excess colour from the spray tool, so I'm able to rub it out. I know that you can do some sort of thing where you can, you can just colour in some certain sections, but I don't know how to do that properly yet, and I find this very therapeutic. Another tip I'd like to say is to have the reference image of where and who you're drawing right next to it. This is so you know where the right colour, you're placing down the right colours in the right places. So when starting the colouring, I started on Mowgli and then I got onto Baloo. I darkened up his fur and made him have a nice little shine on his nose. And then I went on to Cat the Python, which I tried to make it look like he had scales and, lines. He's not more furry and fluffy. He's more textured and liney, like the scales. So I tried to make him look more scaly. Then after that, I moved on to King Louie, who's the monkey, which is all right. The drawing wise is all right, but the colors in the end are gorgeous. I absolutely love the colors used with him. I just loved his colors. And lastly is Bagheera, who I think is just a little, just a tiny bit too dark, because he's like a pitch black blob. But I do like him in the end. I do make his coat nice and shiny, which kind of outweighs the whole blackness. But I like him, and I like how I've done these characters' drawings. Now, after doing the background and the characters and making sure all of that is, finalized and near the end, I'm so close to the end. And the last little piece in the puddle is to do the title. So I use the outline that I made beforehand and I colour in the actual words of the title in a nice bold purple colour. And then I use a nice bright white as an outline. I use a colour. I use a colour, sorry. I use the colour yellow to write in Walt Disney's name, and then I use the same yellow to write in my name, and then I clear it all up and I clear up all the edges, which you probably see looks a little bit messy, but once it's all nice and cleared up, it's a nice rectangular place. So, and then I put that in the table and all's finished. So I hope that you liked this. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you do like this and you'd like to have it in sticker form, you can go check out my Etsy where you can get all 10 of the Disney VHS tape covers with one sparkly one and then 2 free stickers on my Etsy. So that's connected to my link tree if you'd like to check that out. But I hope that you have a nice day, night, whenever you're watching this. Bye.